Well, hello everyone. Because I'm not actually physically here on Monday and Tuesday, I thought I'd give you a little bit of video feedback about your annotated bibliography. I'm just going to talk about the bibliographies in general, so nobody in particular. You should be getting them back with lots of written feedback on them within the next week or so. So let's start with what went well. There was a lot that went well. First of all, everyone used a wide range of references, which is really good. Many different journals were used within each annotated bibliography. And also the kinds of sources that you used were generally peer-reviewed journals, which is good. It was wonderful to see all the many references in correct APA, and in general you also gave a really good description of what the article was about and what its limitations were. But there were also some things that could be improved. There always is something to improve on, especially as this was the first time. First of all, it was sometimes really sad to see someone writing a really good description, a really good criticism, and then lose marks on APA. With APA, I feel there's nothing to understand. It's just something that you just do. It's probably a bit tricky to remember where everything goes in which format, but if you have the APA handbook and your version, it is just a matter of comparing. It will get better with practice, but do try to check your work thoroughly, because they're easy marks either to gain or to lose. Yeah, the cucumber sentence. I've written that on some of your reports and actually remembered to include it in today's video. The cucumber sentence, what is it? Well, it is further research needs to be done. Some people put that at the end of their little annotated section. Why do I call that a cucumber sentence? Well, because the thing with a cucumber is that they are very big and very green and they look pretty impressive. But when it comes down to it, a cucumber is 90% water. And it's the same with this sentence, further research needs to be done. It doesn't really say anything. So try to avoid it if you can. There sometimes was some circular reasoning in the things that you wrote. For example, this article is relevant because it helps to answer the question. Yeah, but part of what makes it relevant is when it answers the question. So you've got to say why. So how does it actually help you answer that question? So you could say things like, this article is relevant because it shows that first impressions have a survival function. It helps you explain why first impressions have a large effect. Or you could say, first impressions have a large effect because humans tend to process information in a schematic way. And we do that to save brain power. So those are ways in which you could be more specific about how an article helps you answer that question. And don't forget, it's about answering the why bit of the question. Why are first impressions having such a large effect, and why do people conform? Sometimes, it has actually come up several times, the article has limited relevance because they only test females. It might seem a limitation, but there's a very good reason why people have homogeneous groups, so testing only one kind of people. So just to elaborate on that, why is testing a wide range of people dangerous? Well, I'm saying dangerous, obviously it's not literally dangerous, but why is it not a good thing to do in research? Well, just imagine the following. It's my fabricated tea and reaction time study. So just imagine you approach 20 participants who all happen to be waiting for the bus, and you ask them, how much tea do you drink daily? And then you give them a brief reaction time test on your laptop. And the idea is the more the brains are lubricated, the faster they respond. So from the looks of it, wow, you can draw a line through that. Your hypothesis has been supported. The more tea you drink, the faster you respond. But then you look at those clusters of dots on the screen and you go, oh dear, all those are the females and those are the males. When you analyze them separately, you draw a different line through that, and it turns out that you draw the exact opposite conclusion when you analyze the groups separately. So that's why you always have to try to make your groups as homogeneous as you can. If you look at males and females separately, you've got to include that as an independent variable. The other thing is the word prove. Just because it's Halloween tomorrow when I'm recording this, that's what we make of the word prove. Do not use it. The word was taken out of the psychology vocabulary with Karl Popper, who said that you may already know this, but you can never prove that all swans are white, but you can only falsify that they're all white, and you can falsify that by finding that one black swan that is lurking somewhere. So please don't use the word prove, because we can't prove things in psychology. The other thing I'd like to give you some feedback on is academic language. I've actually put an academic writing guide on my Aberdeen, and the key thing here is that nobody's born speaking academic language. Practice makes perfect, so you just have to do a lot of reading before you can integrate that with your own vocabulary. Things to look out for is try to avoid saying the authors said or the authors talk about or highlight. Instead, you need to say, or not say, but write, the authors proposed, the authors discussed, the authors stressed the importance of. Just little phrases that take it from spoken language to written language. Instead of the contraction don't, you need to write do not. That also applies for other kinds of contraction like your and they've. Instead of writing pros and cons, you need to write advantages and disadvantages. And instead of writing lots of experiments, you need to say write many studies or a large body. Try to avoid lots of evidence. So if you have any questions about this, the questions probably come when you've actually seen your own annotated bibliography. But as always, please do get in touch, and I'm always happy to go through your bibliography with you. So thank you for watching, and have a nice day.